Hello and welcome back to our HIP Roman Restoration campaign. In our last episode we managed to steal a county from the rebellion that's going on against the Aztecs, which is great. It actually saves us another war against them. So that is very nice. And unfortunately now we are kind of at a loss for people to attack. We have only the Aztecs left within the area covered by our current tier of Imperial Reconquest, which actually is now down to a fairly manageable number. Well, it's not quite true. We do also have this county, I think 2 counties from Swabia as well, but that's a relatively minor issue, I think. Our truce with the Aztecs is up in 2 years or so. Swabia will be a little bit longer, but we should have plenty of time to conquer those, I think. So in the meantime, we could go and declare some random holy wars, I suppose, down here, but I don't think that really benefits us too much. We're really just going to be adding more smaller vassals to our vassal limit without, gaining anything really substantial out of it. So maybe we should try and do something else. I wonder, actually, we could potentially... I don't think we're going to have to conquer Swabia for the actual restoration, though maybe Hungary. But we could still potentially look for a claim on Swabia, though actually they are Catholic, so any claimants are likely to be Catholic as well, and therefore unlikely to accept an invitation to my court. We should be able to get a claimant to Hungary, though, I think, or have a chance to, and we may need some or all of Hungary eventually. And adding a large, powerful king vassal to our vassal limit is a lot more helpful than just a random duke. Let's see if we can find claimants. And there are 2 claimants. There's an adult male in power currently, so we'd have to get a strong claim to be able to press it right now, which unfortunately we don't have. Wow, these 2 guys have a whole bunch of claims. Hungary, Galicia, Volhynia, up here, Kiev, and Vladimir. Okay, so we could potentially end up gaining a whole bunch of land by pressing claims for one of these people. Before we are going to be able to press any claims, though, we need to get somebody in power who we can press them against, and there is a 3-year-old princess in line to inherit there, so we would be able to press weak claims against her. And since we're not having much luck killing the Aztec Emperor right now, we may as well cancel this and see if we can get something to happen here. I think conquering Hungary would be a pretty good use of our time between wars, even if it turns out that we don't eventually need it. And 98% right off the bat, so this looks pretty good. And we are definitely going to get a few people in without having to bribe anyone. So that is also good. We still have some lingering dangerous factions, of course. Let's not be on speed 1, or things will never happen. Game is already running slowly enough at this late date. Oh yes, also of course we have this adventurer threat from our disgruntled uncle, or Disgrunkle as I like to call him, which we'll be keeping an eye out for, though I don't imagine it's going to be particularly powerful. So is this all retinue? Perhaps not all retinue. Nope, it's all retinue. And we, I assume, already disbanded as much of this as we could. No retinues will be disbanded. Okay, that was not retinue. So I think we have no more raised levies at this point. Our peasant revolt, it seems, is getting taken care of up here in the Pyrenees. So that is good news. We have a son who needs an education. See if we can use him for opinion with somebody. Perhaps somebody in one of these factions. Let's check the factions first, actually. So Moldova is not too powerful. Illyricum, I think, is relatively powerful. Italia Annonaria, though, definitely is more. Bosnia as well. The Independence faction is the dangerous one, because we can't just acquiesce to their demands as we can with the Lower Crown Authority faction. So I guess we'll try to improve opinion with Maximus the Wise here. Assuming that he has a free slot for a ward. This will get him up to 58, I think, so hopefully that will convince him to leave the faction. I assume he wants an outrageous bribe. Yeah, so we won't be giving him that. We do have honorary titles actually available as well, so we'll give him one of these. The war we fight has already cost many lives, and many more will die. Can I really say that I enjoy war? Can I? I'm a skilled fighter, of course. And I'm wroth. I don't think there's anything here that prevents us from enjoying war. Insofar as anyone ever enjoys war, I suppose. The peasant revolt is escaping. I think I might just raise some troops to squish this myself right now. Just so we can get it done with. We need a guardian for our niece, who won't give us any opinion bonuses, so we will just be giving her to... sure, I guess our wife can do it. Where are you headed to? Here. See, are we going to take attrition going through here? We should be okay. Though it will take us a while to march through the mountains, apparently. Okay, so we don't quite have over 100. We sort by plot power there, so we are going to need to send out a few bribes to get this into striking distance. We won't be sending you that much. 48 I will allow. The Duke, I'm sure, will want a fairly hefty bribe. Alright, well that will get us just over 100. And we had a son born in the purple. A strong son, okay. Well, unfortunately, he is not going to inherit under our current succession laws, so unless we want to change to elective monarchy, which I guess we could. Though it's going to be pretty dicey finding an opportunity when no vassals are fighting each other with the size of our realm currently. Unless we went up to the relevant internal peace type law total, which is going to be a while and it's going to annoy everyone a lot. And actually, I don't think we can do that during the lifetime of this character anyway. So perhaps changing the succession law is unlikely to happen. Alright, and we should be able to catch this army finally. Since our vassals are apparently content to allow a band of armed rebels to just roam the countryside. Okay, we'll enforce demands. You will be executed. And you won't be causing us any further trouble. So now we are able to duel our rivals if we so desire. There's our uncle. Unfortunately, we can't duel our uncle who is busy raising armies against us. We could try to plot to kill him, but I'd rather continue trying to kill the King of Hungary instead. And I think we'll be able to handle his army when he arrives. So the Independence faction is down below the dangerous threshold. I guess we got Italy out, or Italia and Honoria. We should probably try to lower the other faction as well, but it's less important, I think. And everyone is getting... Actually, nobody was too upset about about their levies being raised. If Porphyrios is nowhere to be seen, you can always find him in the courtyard playing with his swords and practicing sword fighting with the older men. So we can say that this will turn him into a great knight or Instead, to make sure he doesn't hurt himself. Obviously, we'll take the Great Knight option here, and he became diligent. Or brave. Or both, I guess. Which is good. He is actually a pretty great character. Not even of age, and already his stats are above average. So let's see, he stands to gain Midas Touch from us. Is that the best? Maybe we should try to get him a diplomatic education. We seem to perpetually have dangerous factions lurking around, and some extra diplomacy could be useful in that regard. He's about a year and a half, or a little bit more actually, from coming of age. But on the other hand, if I don't change his educator now, there's a pretty good chance I'll just forget. Supporters of the blue and green chariot teams have clashed at the Hippodrome and riots have broken out. The city guard is fighting to contain the situation, but the Varangian guard is also standing by. They would make mincemeat of any hooligans before the riot has a chance of spreading to other districts, but there could be significant collateral damage. Yeah, unleash the Varangian guard for this one, I think. We haven't raised them for any other purpose in a long time, so they probably could do with the exercise. Hundreds of rioting chariot warriors are hacked down as the axe-wielding Norsemen charge into their ranks. So, we lose 128 gold and 100 prestige from this. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Duke of Lorraine creating things. We are over 100% here, so this can fire. Any chance of getting the Spymaster in? I guess it's pretty close, but I think these tooltips are pretty accurate right now, or the indicators, so it's unlikely he'll come in. I guess 111 gold is not too much to pay. Well, no, now that I think about it, there's no point, because it's not going to get us over 200 anyway. We'll keep our gold. Keep has been built, which is good. Okay, so I will just go ahead while I'm still remembering and give our son to somebody else to educate. And we'll get him, hopefully, Grey Eminence. Yeah, this eunuch has good traits. He's not going to give him anything that we don't want. Alright, sounds good. We received news that the King of Hungary has chosen to go into hiding in order to try to foil a plot against his life. A coward, it won't save him. Well, it actually probably will save him, at least in the short term. We have a couple more people perhaps willing to come in, though. Is it doing the thing where it doesn't actually automatically invite them and we have to do it manually? No, there they go. Only 127% though. So when does our uncle arrive? Not for another year, so we're okay. An innocent proposal. One day in the Imperial Palace, while surrounded by shouting advisors waving decrees and edicts that demand your signature, a small man approaches claiming to be a representative of the Venetoi, the Blues, one of the two major chariot teams racing in Constantinople. They no longer have the political influence they enjoyed in the days of Justinian the Great. They are still popular in the broad masses, or with the broad masses. You wave your advisors away and decide to hear him out. The man introduces himself as Anaximandros, and explains that he has a proposal for you. If you race for the Blues in the Grand Chariot race next week, he and his associates will make certain you win. You both stand to gain from this, with the glorious Emperor winning as a champion of the Great Blue Team. Ah. Well, how can we refuse? I imagine there's a risk of death inherent in this, but we do have a really good heir lined up, so I'm not too concerned about that. Count me in. Just had some kind of change of government or something here. Upper Bavaria here. practice makes perfect. You practice hard at chariot racing to better prepare for the upcoming event at the Hippodrome. Despite managing well enough and only falling off the chariot a handful of times, you simply cannot see how you were supposed to beat the other professional racers. When you mention this to Anaximandros, the little gnome of a man smiles and tells you not to worry. He assures you that the greens, your main opponents, will not be a problem, and the other blue racers have been instructed to let you win. You had better be right about this, you tell him. If I am made to look the fool, I swear I will not be the only one to suffer. So we gain 1 marshal. Actually, really nice. To the Hippodrome. The day of the race. It is a fine day for racing, and the Hippodrome is packed with people wanting to see their emperor conquer, or fail miserably in the attempt. Spiridon, the star of the Greens, looks at you with scorn as your chariots line up. I shall endeavour not to embarrass you too much, your Imperial Majesty, he says through clenched teeth. The trumpets blow and the race begins. One by one the green chariots fall apart and topple over, giving you a clear path. Only Spiridon's armoured chariot remains of the green team, but as your blue allies move to block him, their chariots disintegrate as well. It seems both teams had the same idea. Still, you skillfully navigate through the wreckage and manage to hold off Spiridon long enough to win the race. Victory, but not thanks to Anaximandros. Excellent, we gain 100 prestige and 25 gold. Is that all? Or is there more to this event chain? I mean, if not, I'm still pretty happy. I guess not. Okay then. This Count has come out of hiding. Did we know he was in hiding? Was there a change of government? Let me just check the history for Hungary here. I guess they were both called Bela, so... yeah, this guy was put in by faction demand. Well, that means we should no longer try to kill the guy who's no longer king. Since he is no longer relevant. Let's see, his heir, unfortunately, is a male who is of legal age, so we'll have to do 2 murders here to be able to press a weak claim, but I guess we'll try. Alright, we have a few people we'll be able to bribe, but we'll see how close we get to 100% before we do that. Yeah, I think we can get to 100 with hopefully minimal financial outlay. We can get the queen in, apparently. See, this is why you should keep your wife happy. Also because you love her, usually. So I think she alone should put us over 100. Actually, not quite. Okay. An important guest arrived today and was most insulted when I, struck with tongue-tiedness, was unable to greet him. So we lose some prestige from that. This is because we are shy. So we are going to have to bribe somebody else in here. That guy will do just fine. And the Crown Authority faction continues to linger. We do have some more honorary titles. I guess he already has one. Definitely won't be sending him 900 gold. Konya, I guess, is probably pretty powerful too. Have you got an honorary title? You could have this one. I assume you want an enormous bribe as well. Well, we'll see if the title helps. Though I have my doubts. And conveniently we have a daughter who needs to be educated. We'll give her to Konya. You suddenly forgot what you were thinking of. Oh, that's it. You remember the thing you forgot. What a relief. Momentous events in the Roman Empire. Okay, so he left. We're down to 66 in both factions, actually. Which is safe enough for the moment, I suppose. Okay, my wife is pregnant. And our truce with the Aztecs expires this year. Unfortunately, the adventurer army is going to arrive just a few months before that. So maybe what we'll do is not raise any troops when he immediately declares, but wait until we can declare on the Aztecs and raise troops for both wars simultaneously. Okay, we lost a vassal king of Moldova, who apparently was our grand domestic. And I guess we'll appoint Paristrion. Is there somebody else pretty good that we can appoint? Maybe Morea here would be a better idea if he's in any factions. Though I don't remember seeing him. Oh, he's actually leading these factions. Okay. Well, in that case, we definitely should try to appease him. He actually lost opinion for going on the council. Okay. It seems backwards, but what can you do? We'll appoint Paristrion as commander. And I guess we'll give our son here to Morea for his education. I realize this guy is our rival, so maybe all of this is pointless. Let's check on our plot. We're up to 82%. So we'll spread some more money around, I suppose. And not sure if that was actually enough to get us to 100. We'll see. There goes the independence revolt over here, incidentally. 63% in favor of the revolt. But again, this county becoming independent doesn't really help us. My nephew is definitely not ready to govern a fief of his own. Fish, fresh fish, straight from the river, fruits and vegetables a day or two old. The clergy in Tekerdag is not happy about the merchants setting up stalls in the church squares and demands that it be forbidden. So we can lose some city tax to appease the priest and annoy the mayor. Or just annoy the priest. We'll just annoy the priest, I think. Oh, another proposal. Okay. As you walk at a brisk pace through the empty corridor in the Imperial Palace on your way to another tiring meeting with your advisors, you hear a faint whisper from one of the window curtains. After readying your dagger, you pull the curtains aside to reveal Anaximandros, the gnome man who recruited you into chariot racing. You, I should have you drawn and quartered, you hiss at the man. The entire blue team had their chariots fall out from under them. He smiles at you and speaks, "Calm yourself, Majesty. Your chariot held together, did it not? I have a new and cunning plan for the next race. One that cannot fail. Your epic victory will be celebrated for centuries to come." Is this a Blackadder reference? Is this supposed to be Baldric? Anyway, I may regret this, but I will join this scheme. Or we can say not interested and have the guards haul him away. Well, of course we'll join the scheme. Who could refuse? But we are just about out of time for this episode, so we'll have to leave it here and find out what comes of that in the next one. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.